Face reality, people. Movies are dead. Games are dead. Narrative? Dead.
Media is nothing but neural trigger response and viral conditioning.
Wait, what are you two talking about?
All right. Some more reaction videos. This one a little bit of a hot topic for NBA fans or even just political people in general. The Kyrie Irving situation. Actually, I like what they call it. The Kyrie Irving paradox. It's not a bad name for it. As you all know, what happened with Kyrie Irving and a tweet he liked or a video he shared, right? An IMDb or something or an Amazon thing of a, let's say, taboo topic, you know, on mainstream social levels. And they put out like a list of shit he has to do in order to get back in the good graces of not just the Brooklyn Nets, he was on the Brooklyn Nets at the time, but also the NBA and the wider net of society. And it's like, this is fucking weird to look at. This is super weird to look at. As far as the gossipy stuff, they're gonna play a clip from about with Stephen A. Smith and some other people. And after we're done saying our opinion and reacting to this, we will have the Stephen A. video of his apology to Kyrie Irving. Weirdly, it's because I guess there's more baskets going in the hoop, or his team's winning. I don't know what turned around, but is it Israel-Palestine? Is that it? That can't be it. For sure, it's that the ball's going in the basket and they're winning. So that's just my opinion so far, but I'll give Stephen A. chance. I'll let him apologize and all that. But without further ado, let's watch this video from Black Power Media. I think they're going to play a clip from Uncut Hoops. Here we go.
Yeah. So listen, I just realized I messed up the intro I wanted to do. So if you will bear with me, I had something queued up that I wanted us to start off this conversation with. Because we were asked specifically, I should say, by our dear African to comment and discuss specifically the turn that is occurring for Kyrie Irving and the broader politics around that. So I thought I found something. Actually, I watched this channel, so I saw this. So let me pull this up here and let this set the table for us real quick.
Do you think that Kyrie is worth all of this drama?
No, he's not. He's not worth it at all. As a matter of fact, let me say this straight up and down. I think Kyrie Irving should retire.
And it hurts me sometimes.
That's fucking embarrassing. Embarrassing, man. I think he should retire. Who the fuck are you, bro? I don't know who's like buying into Stephen A. Smith anymore, but like, who the fuck is this guy? You should retire? Fuck you, man.
I think it might have been over the jab.
This thing is from the jab?
No, I don't know. I'm not sure. It's either the boop boop or the Izzy. I don't know.
Irving maskless at family party. Like, bro, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it's the boop boop.
At a family party? Like he's with his family? Shut up.
So he can't be around his teammates because of that. That's what they're implying.
Yeah. Here we go.
Drama.
No, he's not. He's not worth it at all. As a matter of fact, let me say this straight up and down. I think Kyrie Irving should retire.
And it hurts me.
Should you retire for that comment?
Sit up here to talk about stuff that divides the game. Now we got to answer for what this idiot has done. I think the NBA dropped the ball.
In what way?
I think he should have been suspended. I think Adam should have suspended him.
There's not enough ball to go around. I believe this is subtraction by addition for Dallas. Wow. I believe it's a terrible move.
To me, man, when you're talking about Kyrie Irving, listen, Granny,
If you take Kyrie Irving brain and put it in a bird right now, guess what that bird is gonna do? It's gonna fly back.
Kyrie Irving the past.
Real quick, whether it's his expression of what he wants to do with his body or his opinions, the fact that you have a mainstream athlete who's curious about things, I'm not saying Kyrie's some genius or anything, but for the simple fact about curiosity and trying to like learn something or trying to get a grasp of something that's happening should be applauded. He's not fucking like out there machine gunning people, is he?
No.
Is he shooting up nightclubs? No.
No, he isn't.
He's doing it. He's does his job very well on the basketball court, and he has opinions. Oh wow! But you know, what was her name? The Fox News lady that told LeBron to shut up and dribble.
Oh, Laura Ingraham.
Laura Ingraham. Yeah, my wife, Laura Ingraham. When she when she says that to LeBron, like shut up and dribble. LeBron says mealy mouthed nothings. I'm sorry to say this for everyone. Sorry to burst a bubble. Who are like, man, maybe I hate LeBron as a basketball player, but I love his like social message and shit. This dude's a billionaire, massive billionaire. Remember what he did with China and all that shit for the sake of money? Ugh.
Yeah. Well, who? Somebody said something about China, and LeBron was like, "Yeah, you shouldn't have said that." He further protected China and shit.
It was fucking who's the Philadelphia guy?
Oh, the GM, yeah, Morey, Daryl Morey.
Yeah, he said some wild. He said he didn't because LeBron has like advertisement deals and all his money deals and shit in China. Like that's the only reason he spoke up like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And to just go out there and wear a T-shirt that says Black Lives Matter does not make you some sort of poet of our times, bro. I'm like, where's the thinking at? Sorry.
Well, it gets worse. Well, it gets worse when he had the power to boycott the playoffs in the bubble, and Obama called him and told him, "No, don't do that." And then he did that shit. Like, oh, like yo, that's the guy you listen to, bro. Oh, poor guy.
I was like, LeBron, you better have high basketball IQ because socially, like, someone could just, if there's someone with enough power, they could just pick your fucking pockets, bro. They pilfer the shit out of you because you don't fucking look into anything, most likely. Your shit is on the surface at best. Now you have a guy like Kyrie Irving who's actually seemingly exploring ideas, considering them.
My bad. I gotta stop you. I gotta stop you there. My bad. Did you hear when he said he read like either MLK or Malcolm's books, and they were like, "Yo, so what chapter did you like?" And he couldn't give one chapter. He couldn't give you a quote from the book. LeBron said he read like 3 books, and they're like, "Yo, LeBron, you can't read."
Yeah. He gave like generic answers about Malcolm X. Like, well, you know, he's an activist. You know, it's an interesting book. You know, he wore glasses. You know, and yeah. And then like after that, he stopped bringing books. Like stopped taking like photo ops with books in his hand anymore because people keep asking him about it. Me and Teddy watched after that, like a compilation of LeBron lying.
Yeah, I've seen that compilation. I think that's where I got that from.
LeBron, what's your favorite quote in The Godfather? You know, man, it's a long movie. There's so much stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, you couldn't think of anything? Give me an offer you can't refuse.
You can't say Luca Brasi swimming with the fishes.
Never go against the family. Like something. Okay.
Anyways, yeah, this is not a LeBron.
Yeah, sorry. I had to crap on him because he's looked at as some sort of social leader when guys like Kyrie who are seemingly honestly curious about ideas in the world, we fucking stop him if he steps out of line anywhere. Like, that's fucking weird and creepy. And in my opinion, hurts future development of people when they see that. They're like, oh, they're just going to roast you if you say this out loud.
Yeah, it's like they're making an example out of him. Like, oh, don't do this.
Yeah.
Don't step outside the parameters we set for you.
And then all honesty, just look like it seems like probably one of the nicest people in the NBA. If I had to guess, like as a person. That's just the way he looks or seems. But all right, let's continue.
Right now, guess what that bird is gonna do? It's gonna fly back.
Kyrie Irving the past 5 years
Don't think too
has been
hard.
on a basketball odyssey unlike any superstar in league history. As of course, in 2019,
Fuck's
was
his name
traded
again?
to Celtics to face their franchise. 2 years later, left them,
Whatever.
went to Brooklyn, built up that super team. Then 2 years later, ultimately was traded from Brooklyn to Dallas, where he now resides with Luka Doncic. Now, with all that out of the way, looking at Kyrie Irving, in my personal view, the story of the 2024 playoffs. As looking at Kyrie just 3 years ago, he was viewed as a cancer and annoyance and one of the worst superstars in the NBA. And it wasn't because of his play on the court. His play on the court was always consistent, always great. As in both Brooklyn and Boston, he was a 25 points per game guy on damn near 54-90 splits. All the
Which is
criticism of
incredible.
Kyrie Irving, the hate for Kyrie Irving, came from his off-the-court stances and his kind of quirky attitude with the Brooklyn Nets. And when talking about the mainstream sports media, I've never seen such one-sided coverage of a player in all my life. And specifically looking at ESPN, there were 0 people at that network standing up for Kyrie in his darkest days. All the talking heads, even the lesser-known people, were bashing Kyrie 24/7 for about 6 months straight. And what made it even worse, you had former NBA players, a Charles Barkley, a Shaq, Kareem, calling this dude an idiot, a buffoon, and you had Kendrick Perkins saying Kyrie Irving was basically an idiot.
Now let me say something here, because like I said, I've looked into politics before and all that shit, and I'm telling you right now, these guys are nowhere near any sense of intelligence in regards to things about the world. They know fucking dust. They know next to fucking nothing. Are you Kendrick fucking Perkins? I don't care. I'm going there, bro. Like, if Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he could hold up his Black Power sign for 3 fucking straight years. It doesn't matter. Like, he still knows little to nothing about probably world problems. If I had to guess. I had to guess.
Well, he was like, I'm not trying to have a stance, but he was pushing the vaccine and shit. He's like, oh, you don't trust science, or that was his stance. Like, you don't trust science.
Yeah, old, out of touch, revolutionary of yesteryear. Can't recognize someone being curious about things or thinking about things. Doesn't make them right, but at the same time, it's like, can you like let the guy talk? Like, I don't even know his fucking real opinion because he gets shut down before it even gets started.
And so, like, earlier in that clip, Shaq's like, we have to answer for this idiot because he's creating division within the league because of the Israel, like, was it the Hebrew like shit? I'm like, that's a weird ass way to look at that. Like, oh, like, he's creating division because he's asking a question. And that was like, I believe that was like in light of the Kanye comments and shit, which kind of like exasperated it. Like it kind of like associated Kyrie with what Kanye was saying.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's what Kyrie was doing at all.
No, not at all. Wasn't the thing on like Amazon or something? Like a book or a movie or something?
Shaq played it on. Like I said, Shaq played that movie in his theaters.
There you go.
Shaq probably doesn't even know that happened.
I know, he's like still doesn't know. But it's like, state like this thing you said with Shaq, like whatever the statement he made, where it's like that could come straight from the lips of George W. Bush, bro. Straight up.
And Barkley too, bro. Like, where it's like, how deep is your Barkley? How deep is your understanding in what that topic is talking about and what Kyrie was saying in light of it? Because these guys are gonna get into like, who are the Semites in that scenario that you're bringing up?
Yes.
Or like Charles, you say that to Charles, that's like a different language, and you wouldn't even know where to start. and it would all go back to you're just harming the brand of the game. Because why Chuck? Why would you say that? Because who runs the league and who plays the league? You're creating dissent between who runs the league and the people who play the league in the league. There are no Jewish that I know of. There might be one or two. To be
Some
fair,
Israelis, I think.
What happened?
There's some Israelis, I think. Right? There's got to be a couple.
Probably a couple.
Either way, like this whole like. Sorry, there's gonna be adult talk. So if you can't handle adult talk, like, back the fuck out. That's for any of the viewers. If you can't handle it, sorry. But this idea of quote unquote Jewish supremacy. How the fuck, when you have someone speak up, get treated like Kyrie get treated, and expect people to not think there's some sort of weird like thing happening, bro? Where the Jewish owner, right, of the Brooklyn Nets,
the Jewish commissioner, and they have him a list of ass kissing fucking tasks for him to do in order to come back and play basketball. It's like, what the freak, bro? Like, that's weird. That's super weird, man. Yeah.
And it's like, I know it's not like normal Jewish people. It's guys with money, right? These are business transactions, bro.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Well, the ADL too, all that shit, which is like a whole other Pandora's box.
Exactly. So if you have some lame brain that only looks for shit like that, you're just feeding him fucking candy, bro. He's like, yes, I told you. Look, the Jewish conspiracy. There it is. You can't say one fucking word about him. See that? Like, boom. Once again, adult-only talk here. If you can't handle it, you can't handle it. But, yeah, you're making them look they're not justified, but it makes them look that way. Or it could. Especially to an idiot. Imagine these idiots right here, Kendrick Perkins and Shaq and Stephen A. Smith. Imagine there's an alternate world where they're, like, into this Jewish conspiracy shit, but they're also the same level of idiocy. Like, that's what you're dealing with now. That's a real thing. So... God. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy at that point, honestly. Yeah. Hey, Shaq, what's going on in Israel, Palestine? Do you need general's insurance?
I can't mess the brand up. Can't talk about that.
And I like Shaq. I like, if everything was perfect in the world, awesome. Awesome. Cool Shaq. I like Shaq. But once there's something where it's like some thinking's required or some courage is required, these motherfuckers are out the back door. You will not see them or hear them. And people wonder why, like, man, we need to fight injustice. We're all going to wear Black Lives Matter t-shirts. Like, well, until you address the actual fucking problem, kids are still going to get shot by fucking cops, bro. But they expect it to just change when LeBron wears a fucking t-shirt. Holy shit. And honestly, I am ultimately nonviolent. Through and through nonviolent when it comes to like shit like, riots and war and all that shit. But if these people with these giant platforms don't fucking say anything of actual value, guess what's gonna happen? It's gonna lead to people like the young people on the streets that are like, fuck it, we're going to fucking war then. Like, come on.
And they're gonna be like, they're gonna be either led by charlatans or leaderless.
Yep. Or used as fucking bait for some other ultimate goal. Who knows? We've seen governments do weird things. Once again, this is adult talk. Forgive me. But we've seen it before. That's all I'm saying. All right. Let's continue this. God.
Boone. And you had Kendrick Perkins saying Kyrie Irving was basically an idiot.
To me, man, when you're talking about Kyrie Irving, listen, Greeny, if you take Kyrie Irving brain and put it in a bird right now, guess what that bird is going to do?
Mm-hmm. You guys asking for points from?
He's an idiot. Don't listen to he's an idiot. All right, that's what we got to say about that.
No.
That was that weird clip I was talking about. Like, there's no way. Like, yeah, you're right.
No, that's not. Yeah, no way.
That's kind of fucked up to put that in there.
Yeah.
Very fucked up. But these guys were like teammates not too long after, right?
Yeah.
He went to Golden State, then he went to fucking Brooklyn.
Yeah, they went to Brooklyn. Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't know who put that in there.
It's got to be Uncut Hoops, but whatever.
Okay.
Here we go.
No.
All right. So I just wanted to play that a little bit from the Uncut Hoops.
Bear with me here, but Heinz Ward mixed with Jay-Z. What do you think? Got it right.
That's crazy.
Heinz Ward and Jigga.
Yeah, I see it, bro. That's fucked up.
I'm gonna score a touchdown. Over.
The Rock.
All right.
Channel for a quick summary. And then just quickly for me to say that not to defend flat earth or whatever Kyrie had to say or what questions were raised about,
Let him be curious,
what videos
right?
he was
He's
watching,
not
in
harming
relationship
people
to
by doing
Jews and the history of Jews, etc. But to say that the way he was demonized and now the media has to walk itself back, given that he's killing it. And yes, they didn't win last night, which maybe would have made this interview even more perfect. But I was even like, it doesn't
Big
even
time
matter.
One. He dropped like
they
30
have to
something.
deal with the fact that he's an incredible player. He's not what they were saying he was, and then he can go and wear the keffiyeh at a press conference.
Heavy.
So for me, it's really the media and the way the national discussion has been forced to adjust itself, given what they need to try to continue to extract from him in terms of his labor on the court and tickets he's selling and the wins he's bringing to his billionaire quote unquote owner. So that's my quick 2 cents. Please.
Right.
So what are you seeing?
So Kyrie is a unique individual, very unique. And this is, for me, goes all the way back to Cleveland. And
we're all unique individuals. It's just Kyrie looks like he's trying to express it. That's the main difference. We're all unique individuals. Just some people are trying to figure that out, express that, create themselves, and others are just passive watchers. Sorry, Shaq. I was bored, fucking 7 feet, fucking 4 inches tall, 320 fucking pounds. Yeah, I did some working out and shit, and I played some basketball. Like, he just fell into the role of what he was been probably nudged to do most of his life. Yes, there are plenty of moments of individuality there, but for the most part, when it comes to like thinking, I have to guess it's going to be absent. And then me criticizing him like that would make him lose his shit. He wouldn't have any fucking answer for it. But he'd probably lose his shit. I think we talk about. And you ask him some tough questions like, did you think about it? Before you said this, did you really think about it? Of course you didn't. But Kyrie's not some special angel, sent down to earth. It's all he's doing is like expressing the individuality that he does have. Most people don't do that enough, in my honest opinion. But all right, here we go. I'm not trying to diss these guys. I'm just, I get pissed off about everything. Forgive me. Here we go.
And this is, for me, goes all the way back to Cleveland. And, for people who know him up close and personal, they said, they say in terms of his personality type, he's just a different type of person all the way around. He's a person who does stand on principle. You may or may not agree with his stance on his principle. You may not agree with the principle itself, but him standing on principle and willing to take the biggest sacrifices, no matter what the conversation. So just for, full transparency, I'm team LeBron James.
Oh, wow. All right. Yeah.
I go wherever LeBron goes.
We know Jigga. We know Hove.
Now, when he was in Cleveland with Kyrie, if Kyrie stays, they get a few more chips. And his departure from Cleveland was a little, might I say, weird. However, it's what Kyrie wanted to do. And he was willing to risk it all to say, hey, listen, I got to do my own thing. I got to move away. He goes to Boston and he's having some friction with the younger guys, and he's not submitting. He's not gonna blend in. He's gonna be Kyrie Irving, right? He's gonna stand on it. You
I think
gotta
he's trying
respect
to be.
that about this guy. He goes to Brooklyn.
We're all
gets
still
with
learning.
arguably the best,
Kinda.
one of the other best players in the league, KD, of course, James Harden, and then we get, the COVID pandemic and him not wanting to take the vaccine, standing on his principle, whether you agree with it or not. He was willing to risk it and sacrifice it all for what he believed in, right? So you have to identify that and respect the consistency in all of his stances, right? So now we get to when he tweeted out the film, the Hebrew Israelites, I've had my experiences with the Hebrew Israelites. I've stood in ciphers with the brothers and built with them. I've avoided them and crossed the street. Depending on how I feel, I might engage, I might not. A lot of what they say I agree with. A lot of what they say goes over my head. However, when it comes to who are the original Semites, it ain't them. And their book says it. So that's the thing. It's like they wanted to come at Kyrie, but when you really do the knowledge, you don't really want to come at Kyrie on this because you're going to expose a hand. So where I'm going with this is like,
personally, I could give less of a shit than for any of that. Like, I don't care. Who are the original Semites? Who gives a fuck? It's 2024, bro. Who are you now? Stop joining cliques and teams and fucking group identity bullshit. Fucking be yourself. Be an individual. Like if Kyrie's doing what Kyrie's doing because he's a part of some fucking 5%ers or some fucking team or something, I'd be like, all right, I need to take back my statements about someone just being curious about life and society and engaging with it, directly as an individual. I'll have to take that back. But, it is what it is. And here's the thing with these groups, that they're going to latch on and latch off. Like, this is why we need to siphon out, like, where are the individuals at, man? Where's when everyone's staring at this one giant sign, who's looking around instead of just staring at the sign? Like, I need to, find those guys. Where's my quote-unquote actual teammates? Individuals, that have their own shit, their own flow to life, their own expressions, their own thinking patterns, on and so forth. Where are these people at? So, fuck this idea of Semites and all that shit, bro. I give it less. I don't care. I don't care about it. No, but the history, it's in your blood, and I don't give a shit, bro. I'm me. I will continue to be me. But whatever. It is what it is.
Kyrie's stance and him standing on principle, what he believed in, he didn't care.
Why not group on there the right shit?
He was in the fire.
Like, oh, these guys are skaters. Those are punk rockers over there.
Strategic
hip hop heads, backpackers over there.
The power of Kyrie Irving. And there's a power in that. And I don't always agree with Kyrie. I can't say I always agree. I don't always agree with anybody. I ain't saying that. But what I'm saying is that you have to respect when a brother stands on principle. And that's a signal and an example to a generation of folks that they want to. We see what's going on in Palestine right now. And people got to stand on principle. And when you start to understand that link that he shared, whether you agree with it, whether there's some things that were said that was off base or off kilter, when you go to the heart of the matter, the thing that you build your whole premise on is fugazi. And we see that. And if our young people decide to stand on the principle that they now know, that's a scary thing for the folks who have it out for Kyrie Irving.
It should be morality.
I think you make. So would you say, for instance, when you say do the knowledge, they don't want to do the knowledge.
Do the knowledge. Do the
I agree,
$2.
and that was always my main criticism before we even.
Hoods, Brooklyn.
Again, no disrespect to Kyrie or anybody else. I almost don't care what he thinks about anything. My point was, look at how they're trying to take advantage of what he thinks. And so my question is, if you really want to do the knowledge on the history of anything, no disrespect again to Kyrie, you wouldn't ask Kyrie and you wouldn't ask him in the middle of a press conference.
No,
if you really want to have a serious conversation, you would talk to other people in other settings, in other ways. And by the way, if you're ESPN and Disney and whoever else and ABC, you would use your media to communicate the important messages and histories and conversations and discussions outside of a sports setting. If the goal was to inform and have a meaningful, even if a disagreeable conversation. So that
I kind of agree with it. I kind of disagree a little because I think, once again, the thing that, maybe I'm being pessimistic here, but the thing that seems to be dying away is the idea of the individual, of individuality. So I'd be curious to ask Kyrie questions more than some guy. I spent 40 years as an expert, locked away in a library, studying the Hebrew, Israel, whatever the fuck topic for hours and hours and hours. Like, I'd rather hear more like, hey, Kyrie, how'd you get into this? What do you think about it? Like, his breadcrumbs that hopefully he paid attention to, I think are, in my opinion, more socially valuable than the guy who spent 40 years. I mean, they're equal, but just meet my own personal taste. I would think that'd be more interesting and more enlightening than the expert who's staring at a book for 40 years. Just my opinion. So I'm not saying, like, don't even ask Kyrie. Like, no, I would ask Kyrie to find out if he's for real or not. I'd be like, yo, are you, like, how'd you get into this? Like, is this real? Like, you just found something that made you curious and you looked into it? Or is it straight up like, oh, my friend told me to do this, so I did it. And then they offer me like a subscription and my own shirt and my own kufi, and they welcome me in, and now I'm in the club. Like, I want to know the differences, man. That's more interesting to me than just some scholar type of thing. But I get what he's saying too.
No. Also, I would go on a tangent of, hasn't Kareem been a Muslim for like 60 years?
I think so.
You don't hear Kareem talking about this at all. It's almost like, and it goes back to like the way he looked at the whole jab thing. It's like you're not protecting the brand because you love you're protecting the brand because you're trying to protect your name and your namesake.
Yeah,
Like, that's so, like, that's all like conjectures in my opinion, but that shit seems weird to me. If that's what's going on, like,
I think you're on point with that. Protecting
like,
their
why?
image.
Yeah, it's like because all right, Chuck's an idiot. I don't, and he doesn't claim not to be one. Same with Shaq. But it's like, Kareem, you seem enlightened, but on this topic, where are you at? Not that you need to speak on it, but it's just weird. Like, it's weird that you don't feel compelled to speak on it, given the power struggle in the NBA and in society at large. Like, I know you're not a blind man; you're a very bright man.
Personally, I'd question that, but I don't know enough about Kareem. But I definitely have questions for him, I guess.
Yeah.
Is it like, oh, well, I'm past my time now. Let the young people have all the political discourse and all that shit. And I'll release statements here and there about this or that. It's like, man, you gotta rage against the dying of the light, man. That fire that you cared about 70 fucking years ago. You need to carry that with you. That's your fucking. That's your.
Why?
That's you
Why
bearing
would
your
it
light.
stop?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, maybe there is something darker than apathy, where it's just like, I guess fear would be darker than apathy.
Right.
Doing things out of fear.
I'll take that over apathy all day and night. Apathy is the worst thing. It's literally anti-human to be apathetic about, anything, in my opinion. But certain things that are supposed to be like about like that are supposed to hit like moral chords with a person. If you're apathetic towards those things, like that, you're really in the shitter. Like, you're really in a bad place, in my opinion. But hopefully it's not that. Hopefully he's just afraid, or well, I didn't look into what Kyrie really said. I didn't really look into it. I didn't call him up. I didn't ask him about it. I just have some friends that were like, yo, Kyrie's an anti-Semite. So I just agreed and went with it. That's lazy.
Yeah, I would not. I couldn't even accept that from him. I couldn't even accept that answer. Like,
I mean,
I would view you differently than an idiot like Chuck. An idiot like Chuck on the matter. I'm not saying Chuck's an idiot in general.
On these topics, I can almost guarantee he is.
Mm-hmm.
But, all right. Here we go.
That was always my thing. So I don't know that I would agree with anything or any of the positions he took. I appreciate your point about principle. I did like this. I mean, yes, consistency isn't necessarily a good thing if you're consistently wrong. But I think I think we would have to at least appreciate that he's attempting to be consistent based on his principle. And again, I'll stop here. I just keep repeating myself, but he's being judged in an ignoble arena.
When you look at the difference between a Kyrie Irving and an Aaron Rodgers, right? The attack on Aaron Rodgers is not near. There is no attack on Aaron Rodgers. He's like just this, he represents something different for the powers that be. And though he takes stances that aren't mainstream, right? He still has that white skin privilege, and he stands up for white pride, kind of, sort of, and a kind of, sort of, like they look at Aaron Rodgers as standing up for all the right wing philosophy, all the right wing pushback, which is, extremely more dangerous to the quote unquote status quo than Kyrie Irving. But we see that let me not say that.
I think if Aaron Rodgers tweeted out the fucking let's say some sort of like quasi Holocaust denial shit,
you would get annihilated.
He'd get super tortured. I think it'd be times 10 from what Kyrie got and getting, like, honestly. But I look at these two. I look at Aaron Rodgers and Kyrie Irving. I look at them like they went on like late night rabbit holes on YouTube. Just one brought themselves with them while they were looking at these things, Kyrie, and one found a team, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. One seems more curious and asking questions. One seems like gun-ho with affirmations. That's all I'm saying. That's what it looks like. I don't know, though. And if you're someone who's curious with more of a expansive sense of and asking questions of what's going on, like, you're probably more socially dangerous than the guy who falls into this one slot that fits the already existing cultural narrative of left versus right and MAGA versus whatever the fuck, the far left, whatever. But all right, I'm continuing.
Yeah, because the awakening of the black and brown masses
is going to be a long video
to the status quo. But
maybe we do the Stephen A. video separate.
From COVID to Trump's outlandish, the news.
Maybe we do the Stephen A. video separate.
They represent Aaron Rodgers has become
like do this, stop the recording, then do
say publicly
Stephen A.
Take it on.
Apology.
I would assume that I would expect them to go after Aaron Rodgers, as hard, if not harder. But then why? Because the complexion for the protection, the collection.
And I mean, there is at least a liberal media space that's critical of Aaron Rodgers. But again, my issue with that is that they're critical of him to bring everybody back to the safe confines of a Democratic Party type of politics. It's not to be critical of him to go, I think, as far as it would be necessary to go. But you're right. Yeah, and then even this kicker now, the commencement speaker kicker.
Oh, you didn't hear about that shit.
What's that?
Where this guy basically said, like, women deserve to be in the kitchen. That's their place in society.
God. He's a kicker?
For the Chiefs, yeah.
Tell him to shut the fuck up. Go kick some fucking footballs, you idiot. Shut up. Fucking
he talked
kicker.
At what was it, a college commencement speech? Like, yeah, women deserve to be in the kitchen.
Go kick field goals, idiot. Sorry. I turned into ABC like, shut up, or Laura Ingraham. Shut up and kick. I was like, kicker? It's like, what? Go say that to like who's on that team? Who's like one of their linebackers on Kansas City?
I don't know.
Go find that linebacker. Go tell his wife to shut up and go in the kitchen. Just watch what this linebacker folds you into.
Nah, everybody's like, yo, because Travis Kelce is with Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And Taylor Swift's all about like women empowerment and shit. Like, tell Travis Kelce, yo, tell Taylor Swift to go stay in the kitchen.
They will fold you into a triangle and kick finger field goals, bro.
The richest singer out right now is fucking Taylor Swift. The most profitable singer in the world. Most profitable artist.
Harrison Butker?
Yeah, Harrison Butker.
Damn, I used to pick him up on fantasy teams. Now I feel bad about it, except when I won. All right, here we go.
It's kid gloves. It's kid gloves. Like they're not really trying to, put him up against the fire. They're not trying to really question him.
I know what I was gonna say. With the Aaron Rodgers situation, half the country love him, and half the country hate him. With Kyrie, everyone hates him. They all hate him. That's just the main difference to point out there. But here we go.
Dig into why he believes what he believes. It's like he said what he said. But there's a politic in this country that even the liberals are right wing in the proper perspective. So they're always protecting like
most likely true
at the end of the day.
Most likely very true. Actually,
the true barometer of left wing, right wing politics. It's just Kyrie
politics is trash anyway.
Represents something that they do not want to see. And that's folks standing on a principle. That's my opinion on it.
No, I agree. Let me just right. And Brett Favre.
Yeah, Brett Favre, what he's done in Mississippi, relative to how the NBA
you know what that is? I didn't know what it was when I watched this.
This
is
healthcare. There's a little
healthcare. He did like some fraud shit where he he got the state to pay for something like $1 million worth of, I don't know, something. He stole money.
All right.
Put it that way.
Okay.
But Baby Davis stole $90K and he got I think he got jail time.
Yeah, right? Then they all run an insurance scheme or whatever. Jesus Christ.
Well, Brett Favre did the same thing. No jail time for Brett.
Oh. Not even news. I didn't even hear about that shit.
Nah, yeah, I definitely heard about it, but yeah. It went away quickly. Put it that way.
Of course. Alright, here we go.
With the NBA. Big Baby got busted for it. I think he got 4 years for
Jesus
$90,000 fraud. Brett Favre stole.
It's like that girl under the bridge.
Was it almost $1 million?
Yeah, I'm not even. Yeah, I lost track of. Actually, I never followed the Big Baby case too much, and I lost track of the.
Brett Favre.
Man, my bad, man.
His dog.
In Canada, struggling. Sorry. Fix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and as they warned us, when you rob from, when you steal from, when you interrupt the rich sprinkling trinkets to the poor, that's one thing. But to your point, as a white man, a Southern white man, want to be, at one point to some superhero, that's one thing. But to be a black man that stands in front of cameras and raises questions and criticisms, and admittedly for me, things that I think are I mean, I can't really I can't really work with too much, but like the
yeah, you can.
I mean, the flat, whatever, it doesn't matter. But the point is,
if you're a critical thinker, you can work with flat Earth. That's no problem at all. Like it's not a problem. I don't get it. If he's curious about it, like why the fuck are we getting in the way of that? If he says I don't even think he went out and said, "Yeah, I believe flat Earth." I don't think he said that, right? I think he had questions about it on some random podcast or something.
I honestly don't know. I don't know
He's like a life
I
test
know.
or something.
Yeah, I know what you just said. That he had questions about it, or like he questioned whether or not it was a thing. But I don't know, like definitively,
Yeah, me neither.
what his words were.
It's like I don't know. I'd be like, isn't that interesting though? Not running around like the world is flat, fucking carrying machetes and machine guns, walking around streets. The world is flat, believe it. Right? He's just like,
Yeah.
maybe watch some YouTube conspiracy videos. Like, oh, that's like cool to me. Oh, that's cool. They looked into it. I mean, there's a lot of topics. If you got the flat Earth, there's a shit ton of topics that he's looked into that he's like, I'm not gonna say that out loud. I guarantee 9/11's one of them. Guarantee it.
Yeah. And Aaron Rodgers did that. Aaron Rodgers talked about 9/11, and then he had to backtrack.
Of course. Yeah,
Which is it's weird, bro. It's like not trying to go on a tangent. That shit's weird too, bro. Where it's like he questions like how did it happen, and somehow that's offensive. How is that offensive? How it happened?
Because if you're either with us or you're with the terrorists.
Which is like a stupid way of putting it. Like Sandy Hook, I understand Sandy Hook. Like, yeah, that's kind of fucked up. Like for you to say like, oh, this didn't happen. Like,
I mean, even for me, that's like, I'd say, okay, adults only. Adults only that can handle information, handle talking about difficult topics, like allow the conversation to happen.
yeah,
amongst people.
yes, a lot of conversation happened, of course, but it's but I could see how like there's a lot of pushback on that. But then like 9/11,
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, 9/11, why is there so much pushback on you just questioning how the fuck did these buildings come down?
Oh, it was built in, bro. If that was the
Whether it's
beginning
like-
of the war on terror, they needed that shit.
Yeah, it's like that's it. Unfortunately, like R.I.P. the people who died. But it's almost like, yo, what happened after that is way more consequential in regards to like, yo, who planned this out and why did the things that happened after that happen? I'm not gonna get into this because, but it's weird, bro. It's like, yo, this happened and that happened. The fucking Pentagon too, like, yo, like what? What was it? $6 trillion disappeared on September 11th of 2001 too from the Pentagon. Like that shit's weird, bro. A lot of weird things happened that day.
And if you finally get someone with a giant platform asking questions, it needs to be shut down immediately.
Immediately.
And their peers are gonna call them idiots. It's like, holy shit, bro. I mean, and if you try to like stop Shaq, sit him down and like have a conversation about different ideas. First of all, he won't know. He'll be totally lost. That's first of all. Second of all, he'll be like, he'll mix up some sort of excuse. I gotta go, appointment for something.
Yeah, you're gonna think like, yo, this is gonna mess my money up. No, I'm out of here, bro. I can't lose no sponsorships.
Well, it's not even just the money shit. I think they would actually be like eyes glazed over boredom. Like, I don't give a shit about any of this.
I agree with that. But at a certain point, it wouldn't even be, yo, I gotta go do something. It's like, yo, this guy's talking about shit. It's gonna affect me. Like, yo, I can't talk about this shit. I can't even be associated with people bringing this shit up.
Society has given the dipshits a free pass to walk away from these things. But if evidence came out tomorrow where it's like, oh, we found out who actually did 9/11. It was George Bush or whatever the fuck someone comes up with, right? Let's say that happens.
Yeah.
Now it's like, hey, Shaq, we have your quote here about talking about 9/11 in regards to Kyrie Irving. You call him an idiot. What do you think now? Shaq's gonna have to pull out his PR team, his lawyers. Yeah. He's got to like do all this mess for this shit, bro. It's society giving him the pass, the pillow to land on. That's why this shit is allowed to happen. Straight up. But yeah. All right. There we go. A little bit more.
I don't agree with everything Kyrie stands on. That's not necessarily the point. The point
it's not at all the point for me.
It's not at all the point. Like people have the right to stand on their principle, freedom of speech. We know how hypocritical they are with all of the Constitution. However, the right to disseminate information. Like I don't see he shared a link that you can for a piece that you can buy on Amazon. You go after him, but you don't go after Amazon. Like you made him the target. Why did you make him the target? Because I'm on record with disagreeing with Kyrie on a number of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the respect that I have, once again, of him standing on a principle. Like I'm not a fairly religious person, traditional religion. But if someone's living by a certain moral code that they subscribe to, and they're consistent in that, and that's what they're into, and they're actually living out their work, I can't criticize their person because I don't practice that religion. If Kyrie believes, flat earth, but Kyrie is treating people with respect, Kyrie is investing in his community, Kyrie is doing things that make a person a good human, his belief in flat earth is insignificant of, how my level of respect for him. It's nothing to do with my level of respect for a person. And I think Kyrie going to Dallas, embracing Luka, which has its own kind of racial dynamic to it, I think that was brilliant by Mark Cuban, embracing Kyrie and bringing Kyrie there because Luka needed a Kyrie, whether it was Jalen Brunson or it was another player. Luka needs somebody else to help him develop and be that helpmate handling duties. And Kyrie's been like the perfect example on the court, but then off the court, the way he's, willingly and openly elevated Luka, embraced Luka. He's tremendous in the Dallas community, I'm hearing. I see him walk through the crowds and young kids, he's with his family, young kids want autographs. Kyrie obliges and gives the autograph. I've never seen him really in a negative space, even when he was being attacked. So to see the media have to pivot and embrace him, I think him going up on the TNT panel with Charles, Shaq, Kenny, and the rest of them was powerful because they all stood against him, as you showed in the earlier clip. They all vocally, openly stood against Kyrie, slandered that man's name, called for his firing, called him all types of names, called him outside. Man, it was ridiculous and disrespectful how they treated Kyrie with that major platform. And for him to go up on that very same major platform and watch those men fold. They all folded. Shaq was
play the clip, play
hand covered, head down. Charles was real anxious with the handshake. Somebody highlighted that when it was time for give daps. Charles wanted to hurry and run. No, apologize to that man. Tell that man you're sorry. Tell that man you treated him the wrong, unfairly, and it was disrespectful but beautiful to see the get back. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. I don't know.
And it was disrespectful but beautiful to see the get back.
He doesn't even look at him, bro.
Yeah, that's wild. I don't know.
Head down. He fixed my coat. He fixed my stuff. Kyrie, I know. Yeah, Charles.
Everybody got their head down. Said Draymond, bro.
Do they talk about any of this at all?
Oh no, the Kyrie with the knee, tapping him.
Oh, that's slick.
Hey, Jersey, what's up, Jersey? Come on, Jersey. You're supposed to be representing, brother. You threw me under the bus.
We gave him a lot of open jump shots. Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah, so they just keep it to strictly about the game, huh?
Yeah.
They keep it to the game. They don't get into the criticism.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And they were all loving him up.
Hey guys, look, I can think and dribble. Watch this. Kyrie is more skilled than everyone at that fucking table at the game of basketball. He's more skilled than all of them. Like, he's not as dominant, right, as like a Shaq or a Charles.
Yeah.
But skill-wise, he can do everything they can do, plus 40 other things. Straight up. Yet, he has time to think about the world, too. These fools are like, Oh, here's my thing about Donald Trump. See, the thing is, like, that's Charles. Like, that's all he'll do. Like, that's it.
That's Chuck. Yeah. He said, "What did he say? All his supporters are idiots."
Idiots.
That's literally what he said about the Trumps. Like, they're all idiots.
I wish I could do his fucking voice.
It's like,
it's terrible.
you put your faith in any political candidate, like, yeah, most times than not, yeah, you're not bright. You're not being very bright about. You're being fooled.
Oh man, I hope Kyrie's in some sort of space, like mentally, where he's like in the stratosphere. He's not, narrative-wise, looking down on anyone, but he's kind of looking down, where he's like, oh, yeah, maybe these ideas, I agree, maybe I agree with them or disagree with them, whatever. The point is, I took the journey. I went through the fucking path. I went through the journey. And here I am, very comfortable playing basketball. I love playing basketball, but I also get to go think and read and do whatever the fuck on the side without any problems, without worrying about it. These fools, if they step out of line a little bit, they're like, their lives feel shaken. Straight up. If I had to guess, like, oh fuck, what's the boss gonna think now? Oh fuck, what are my fans gonna think now? Like, Kyrie just freely float and walk around wherever the fuck he feels like, no problem, and score 40 points that night too, while he's at it. He gets to do all of that. These guys are like stuck in their fucking little suits. and this company that built you up all this time are now getting rid of you.
Yeah, now like it's funny. It's like, yo, the joke's on you guys, bro. All that little like posturing, backstabbing, speaking on someone's name, all that shit comes all back to you guys now not having a job in a year. Like, all that little plotting and tinkering and I gotta watch what I say here, I gotta watch what I say there. It's like now Chuck's shitting on him. He's like, I don't know what's wrong with these guys. These guys don't got no damn sense. He's literally like bad mouthing TNT, bro.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah. Holy shit.
I don't know what these clowns doing. Like, you knew what they were doing before this.
Exactly. Just you weren't at the butt of the joke. Now you are. All right. A little bit more.
They were, they were giving.
I missed this.
They were giving him the respect he deserved, but it's beautiful to see them have to have him up there, in his glory, in his success, in his win.
And is that Draymond?
That's Draymond in the middle.
So what has he said anything? Because I know he's been all pro-Israel, and so I wanted.
You know what? I didn't catch that from Draymond. I didn't know.
Oh yeah, Draymond did a whole thing at some point where we showed it on here at one point. He did a whole thing with the IOF and was like was shooting guns and doing that whole kind of thing.
That's the IDF thing you're telling me about?
Yeah.
Yeah, Draymond doesn't know what the fuck's going on over there.
Yeah, he doesn't know. I'm pretty sure he doesn't know what's going on.
He didn't know when he was there. He doesn't know now. But
I'm not gonna hold it. I'm not gonna hold him to that. Like,
yeah, I'm not looking at him like it's some sort of political move. It's just probably like a career move type of thing. Like spread your fandom more, or make the boss proud, or some shit like that. Whatever.
Yeah.
Advertising, sneakers. I don't know what the fuck. Is Draymond gets more respect while he stomps people in the fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Than Kyrie would just ask questions.
He does. He didn't. Dude, remember the meme I showed you where like was it Miles Bridges like beat the brakes off his girlfriend?
Yeah.
John Morant held a gun on Instagram. And Draymond's beating up half the NBA, and Jonte Porter's the guy that gets a lifetime ban.
Fuck with our money, bro.
It's like, hey man, defending the right people goes a long way, man. or not offending the right people. Get you a long way. You get the biggest leash in the world.
Don't fuck with me or my friend's money, and you're good. All right, here we go.
So I was just wondering. So it's if he felt the need. Oh, what's up, Hiram? Hiram said he hadn't said anything about it. So, and so yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
They had to sit up there and just deal with it. That's the part I've been loving about this. And I just don't watch enough. I don't consume enough of the sports media to fully appreciate it. But that's what I have consumed. That's what I've been.
It doesn't help. Kyrie has like the good kid face. Like, oh,
Yeah.
he's the good kid, man. It's like he has that face too. It's like just smiling at you, like, I just look like an asshole. That's hilarious, bro.
Just love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Go ahead.
extremely disappointing how like there's a consistent setup. It's a setup where black media is always contentious. Black media is always at each other's throats, and black media is always just aggressively at each other. It's shame.
That's reserved. Like, I'm telling you, if he's talking about Stephen A. Smith or Michael Eric Duncan or whatever the fuck that guy's name is, or Shaq and Charles, like, come on, man. These guys aren't. They're not intellectuals on this shit, bro.
No.
Even Michael Eric Dyson, who I guess plays the part of like some sort of social intellectual type guy. Like, let's be real, man. Does that dude really know much about all these things happening in the world? Come on, man. Just because once again, he's the guy who read some book for 40 straight years, and it's like, oh, that means you deserve to be credible. I mean, until he fucks up, but if he walks the line, he'll be looked at as like, oh, one of the intellectuals of our time. Meanwhile, I look at guys who are curious about the world as more of an intellectual, more of an interesting person, and more with like actually having more to offer than the guy who just read some book fucking 40 times or for 40 straight years and memorized of input outputs.
Well, it's like I don't know. It's it always goes back to practicality versus analytics. Like, oh, in real life, practicality. You learn this shit through practically being in scenarios where you had to make choices based on what you thought was a right or wrong moral compass.
Yes.
As opposed to being taught what a right or wrong moral compass is analytically.
Exactly.
If that makes any sense.
No, that does make a lot. It's called skin in the game. I forgot the guy's name, but I forgot his name. Like Nassim Talib, I think his name is. And he talks about like skin in the game versus like these college kids that just input output information.
Input output, like they can come to the right conclusion, but if they don't know how to get there, they can get fooled over here by something else.
Yes.
And that would negate what you learned that may be perceived as being the right information over there.
Yes. Exactly. I'd rather hear the.
I'd rather hear someone that's less polished from a social standpoint, but like their core beliefs are like engraved in like, oh no, like I've interacted with humans, I've interacted with my surroundings, and I've come to the conclusion that this is this way because of this, instead of someone telling me this is this way, so I have to learn how to make it so in my head.
Imagine someone with the actual like inner child voice, in their head, where it's like, well, I gotta go do this today, and the little kid's like, why? Well, because I need to do this. Why? Well, I need to do this to get this over here. Why? It's just like that's the thing that needs to be, I think, explored by many more people. Or let's call her our inner child. There you go. the whys and the breadcrumbs leaving showing the path you came from. And like, I used to be here, now I'm over here, and I can see exactly how I got here. That's valuable. That's super valuable for any level of life. That's not just for one to, self-aggrandize and mentally masturbate over themselves. It's for actual practical reasons.
And one who does that probably wouldn't wouldn't want to do that anyways. Like, whereas like no, if you're battle tested, you're kind of guarded from letting people know that because it brings up trauma in your own mind.
Interesting.
Or it's like not. It's like I don't have to humble brag because like you always say, like I know myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't. That's never in question. I don't have to question or reaffirm this or that.
It's probably at first tumultuous because you have to deal with the social stigmas, right? Of like, if I say this, I'm gonna be fucked, like socially.
Yeah.
But once you get through that, it's like now everything's bonus, everything's profit, and I don't mean financially, although it could take that shape, kinda. But I don't even mean like financially. I mean like every experience is now profit. I'm gaining, I'm learning, I'm fucking building a fucking castle right now of bricks of gold from my own experience. It's the only way to fly, man. Just imagine that in a Matthew McConaughey voice. It's the only way to fly.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Am I missing anything from this video that we should keep?
Nah, they're gonna like talk about Stephen A. But I don't know when that happened.
Well,
we can just get.
Yeah, we're gonna do our own little Stephen A. video. All right. We'll stop this one here. So yeah, they kind of kind of gave us the ideas of what happened with Kyrie and mainstream media talking heads and how they treated him and some of his responses to it. And once again, if Kyrie's not a full of shit team player motherfucker, like he's not just like if he's not like a part of some cult that just like all believes this one thing and he's just following orders, if he's just some guy actually just doing something in the world, he should be applauded for just for the fact of being curious, looking at something and looking at it honestly as his own person. That should be applauded and explored more. But we live in a dumb world where yeah, we do, man. Like it is what it is.
We do live in a dumb world, bro.
Like we
live in a society where, like, unfortunately, like tricks are the norm. Being tricked is the norm.
Yes. Like these people, and it's not just like, oh, I tricked you into giving me $20. It's like I tricked you into being blind to this thing where I'm like murdering people over here. You're blind to it now. Congratulations. It's actually really dark. Really, really dark. Think of like the things that you consider the worst in the world: rape, murder, executions.
I tricked you into hating your mother. I tricked you into hating your uncle. Like, yo, like.
Can you imagine?
Really dumb shit.
And yeah, sorry to say, like, until the populace change, that shit ain't fucking changing. But that's a whole nother topic. It's gonna stay right where it's at. You'll have new vultures to come in here and trick you in another direction. We saw it happen with Trump. They thought he's some sort of fucking maverick, change the world guy, but he's really just the same old shit.
Then when he's in office, you see Biden doing the same thing. Like, we gotta get him out of here. We're gonna fix America. We gotta get like, yo, like.
Exactly.
Same shit. Same shit, different toilet.
Hey,
Hope and change. Hope and change is the same as. What was it? Project Freedom?
What? Make America great again?
No. The Trump shit. I mean, the Bush Operation Freedom. Like.
Yeah. This is Operation Iraqi Freedom.
We get Operation Freedom, then we get the Drone King, promising hope and change. Then we get what's that shit called though? Yeah, Make America Great Again. One Saudi deal at a time, one Abraham Accord at a time.
Isn't it
Just
magical?
like selling guns left and right to the fucking Saudis.
Isn't it magical? These guys work hand in hand with
And
marketing
then,
firms.
Then we get Mr. Ukraine in Gaza.
Mr. Joseph Blow O'Biden.
Doesn't matter who's in office, we're gonna kill people
Yeah, basically.
and spend money we could be spending on us.
They're gonna call it freedom and get you to cheer for it, and then people overseas are gonna see that and be like, "What the fuck? They want to kill us. We gotta kill them." And then the whole cycle continues. But different topic. Whatever. All right.
That's boring. Let's talk about LeBron. Yeah, that's more fun. Honestly, that's where I'm at.
Let's talk about LeBron's hair.
Is Bronny gonna make it? Is Bronny get drafted? Is he a lottery pick?
All right, there's our video. This is from Black Power Media. The Kyrie Irving paradox. Yeah.